How are you guys today? Are you happy? Are you healthy? Are you both? Both would be nice. So, today we have the pleasure of, let me just wait for people to get in here so that we can start this. Need to carry Tiffany to come so that we can get this popping. There we go. And let me forward it as well to Tiffany. How are you? Are you happy? Are you healthy? Wrong number. Where are you? Carrie,
Hey, yep.
you are. How are
What's up?
you?
What's up?
Your
I'm
mind is
good.
good. I've been,
I,
I've
I'm
been walk,
excited. How about you?
I've been, I've been water fasting for 11 days.
You're still going. Wow.
I'm
I'm
gonna
water
break it
fasting
on this live.
currently. Huh?
You are, you doing the 36-hour power fast, or are you gonna go longer? Or are you
Yeah.
just doing the 36?
I'm just doing the 36.
30?
I'm still getting you because I'm just now getting back into it since last year. So I'm, kind of getting reacclimated to doing it. But yeah, I can't wait to break the fast already. I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. Monday's actually not terrible.
Yeah, no, but Tuesday you start to be like, hmm.
You know
So
what though,
for those,
Shaka? I've
well,
been going longer, like just a few hours longer because I might forget that I'm hungry or I forget to eat. And I'm clearly not famished by Tuesday.
well, if you fast for longer, you get to the point where you feel like, why would I ever eat again?
What?
I
That's how
got
you
there.
feel?
Well, your digestive system is switched off, so you just like you're running off the energy stored in your liver, you're running off fat in your body, and you're just in a higher state of being, I think.
Oh, I see. Wow. So you're in that euphoria stage. I hit it around midday, Monday, Tuesday. Like some days I can work out on it. Other times, like when I first get back into it, I will say it's a little more gruesome, but once you really get the hang of it, the weekly, then I'm
Mm.
like I hit that euphoric stage and it's just really beautiful.
Well, that's good. So you've been fasting regularly?
Well, this is only a week 2 back on the fast. Yeah.
Well, would you encourage all the people who is listening, would you encourage fasting?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what my favorite aspect of it is the mental clarity. I decision making, even intuition, like everything is heightened. I guess because we're taking the digestive process away from what our body is doing. So my brain is functioning so much clearer. I make decisions and it turns out they're the right decisions, but I'm very, very clear mentally. So I love that. That's my favorite thing. And I love,
Um,
regular movements. That's a thing. That's a thing.
being, being constipated is no fun. Um,
That's not cute. That's not cute.
not right.
If someone
There's
thinks shitting is not cute, being stopped up is not cuter.
um, There's no revolution if you can't.
Nope.
Uh,
Everything's cloudy. So how are we doing this? Are you taking us
wait.
both to his page, or he's joining this?
No, he's gonna join this live. I'm calling Tiffany now. Look, she needs to come. Maybe she'll come
Okay.
after. But oh, well, look, Sadhguru's here, so we might as well bring him and start, and then Tiffany, she can roll when she is ready. So let me bring. So
Okay.
let
I
me
don't have the
introduce.
greatest connection on you. I wonder, is it mine? Okay.
No, it was because I was making a call. Okay, so let me just introduce Sadhguru for everybody who doesn't know who Sadhguru is. Sadhguru is possibly the most well-known guru in the world right now. He is an author. He just brought out this book. It's called Karma. I suggest you all get it. One is on the way to your house. It should be there by tomorrow. Yes. He a philanthropist. He is a spiritual guru. He is a guru in the Vedic system, which I'm sure he'll explain, and generally all round the guy that you want to know. So we're going to talk about various things, but we're definitely going to talk about food and prana and of course karma and spirituality and all of these kind of systems that have existed for times immemorial, but he really puts it in a comedic, funny, and intelligent way. So I'm gonna bring him, and everybody's gonna be blessed. So that's what we're working on today: blessings and blessings and
You're
blessings.
saging us. You're saging the room before he enters.
Yeah, page, sage the page.
Okay.
So, and then I'll turn comments. So let's go send request, and he's gonna be here in 3, 2,
I'm
1.
excited.
I requested. Now maybe he's getting ready.
Yeah.
The
IG stuff. We're waiting impatiently.
in it, right?
I'm so excited. I just know he's about to drop some gems and jewels for us, because that's just what he does. Just flows so naturally.
Some jewels and gems. There is a. Hang on. Because when I'm clicking him in, request was sent to you. Yeah. I'm pressing. All right. It says Sadhguru is unable to join. So let's rectify that. All right, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to quickly restart this whole thing, come back very quickly. Everybody who's watching, come back very quickly. We're going to delete Instagram, like close the app, and then we're going to, wait, you said try again. Let me try it one more time. Everybody needs to refresh their Instagram. There's a lot of people here who don't have the latest version of Instagram, so you need to update it if you want to be able to see. Ah!
Namaskaram.
There we are.
Chaka, the Zulu Emperor, how are you?
Hi.
Hey,
And Kerry,
watching.
wonderful seeing you. Wonderful.
Yes. Back at you. I'm elated to see you.
We're matching. We got the blue.
You guys didn't tell me it was Blue Day.
I just felt blue energy.
Nice.
Wonderful to be talking to both of you, Kerry, yourself, and Chaka. Well, we've heard of the Zulu Emperor. Let's see what this Chaka will do now. He'll make a fruit. He'll make a fruit cake out of me. That's what I heard.
How is India?
I'm sorry?
I said, how is it in India right now? You're
Oh,
over there.
everything is good, it's just a little bit of virus is once again a little bit on the rise. But everything is active, everything is on. So traveling, at least I'm not getting into airplanes, I'm riding motorcycles to travel wherever I want, so I'm keeping social distancing, being faster than everybody else, that's all.
I saw your festival. Che sent me the link, and I saw the live stream festival. That was amazing. Could you just tell people a bit about that? Because there's a lot of people who are obsessed with festivals in the West, and it seems like your festival is the biggest in the world that I've ever seen. So I'd just like to know a bit more about that.
See, India is a kaleidoscope, really. It is full of color. So this particular festival, there are 2 days to it. One day is about burning the past. Because all human burdens are just people not able to carry their memories gracefully. Whatever our experiences of life, whatever we've been exposed to, whatever we've seen, heard, experienced, these are our memories. These memories, if you do not know how to carry within you, these memories can become sometimes very beautiful, sometimes extremely ugly, but all the human suffering on the planet is always about what happened yesterday, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. What happened 10 years ago if you're still suffering? It simply means you're suffering your memory, you're not suffering life. In fact, most human beings are only suffering life. So here there is a festival that once a year, on that day, all your emotions, your negativity, your anger, your whatever else you have, anything that affects or impedes the blossoming of this human being, all that you burn that day, and next day you have a mad color fest or a color fight, literally everybody throwing colors at everybody else. I think there was one short video out, I don't know if you saw, where everybody is being drowned in color. So it's a wonderful festival, and actually at one time in India, 365 festivals were there for the year. So now, due to economic reasons and innovations and occupations, it's come down, but we still have something like 40 to 45 active festivals going on, being celebrated in the country. So we are kind of addicted to celebration all the time. This is our problem.
Wow. So, myself and Kerry admired your works for a long time, and I think kind of the main topic of the conversation should be about, for all the people listening as well, should be about trying to find peace and trying to find balance within these times for all of the things that are going on. A lot of people who are living in the cities, they aren't able to find themselves and find their center. And I would like you to just explain a little bit to people about prana and pranic energy, and the way that people are able to do this through meditation, and especially through foods, and especially through fruits.
Oh, I thought you were not eating anything, so why are you talking about food?
I'm, I'm, I have a coconut here. I'm about to break my fast. I've done 11 days. So while you explain about it, I'll break my fast, and then we can talk about it.
See, when you say urban people or people who are living in cities, well, what a city means is, be careful with that thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What a city means is, it is the most organized space that human beings have ever lived in. From living in caves and jungles to small tribal hutments to villages, a city is a far more organized space. But now we are complaining that city is a problem. If you're complaining in a city, then if I put you in a jungle, I don't know what will happen, because jungle is not an easy space to live. I've spent time, for weeks on end in the jungle all by myself, trying to find my food in the jungle and live. Oh, you don't know how hard that is. Most people won't make it. That's how hard it is. In a city, everything is organized. You turn the tap, water will come, you press the switch, light will come on. Everything is there in the city. So city dwellers are the people who should complain about nothing, because that is the most organized human settlement on the planet. Ever in the history of humanity, cities are the most organized spaces. But we are complaining about it because as a generation of people, we've learned to whine about everything. Though in terms of comforts and conveniences, no human generation ever knew the sort of comforts and conveniences that we know today. Look at us, I'm in India, the emperor is in somewhere in the middle of Africa, she's in California. Here we are talking, when was this possible, I'm asking? When was this ever possible? It would be simply impossible, all right? So we know conveniences and comforts like never before. So we've learned to complain about everything. So leaving that aside, it doesn't matter whether you're in a city, village or a cave or a jungle, it doesn't matter. The important thing is, we're talking about what happens within the human being. What happens within the human being is never determined by what's happening around us. But unfortunately, we link it to what's happening around us. What happens within us means all human experience happens within us. Pain and pleasure happens within us, joy and misery happens within us, agony and ecstasy happens within us. Anything that ever happens to us happens within us. Or in other words, all human experience can only happen within us. So what is happening in the world? Well, it'll never happen 100% the way I want it or you want it, because there are too many forces involved. To some extent it'll happen our way, rest will happen in its own way. But what happens within me must happen my way. If what happens within me does not happen my way, I'm a lost case, because what is within me, if it doesn't happen my way, what does it mean? This is definitely a lost case, there's no life here, there's just drama. Life will not happen. If life needs to happen, my thought, my emotion, my body, my chemistry must happen the way I want. When it happens the way I want, then in the world we will try to do something, depending upon the times in which we live. Today we are in 21st century, we are on Instagram Live. If we were here in 10th century, we would be doing something else. If we were in 1st century, we would be doing something else. If we were in BCE, we would be doing something else, all right? So depending on the times, action will be allowed to the extent it is allowed. We should not imagine that what we are doing is all ours. No. These generations of people have lived and brought it to this place that today, 21st century means we've been empowered to a certain level, things that people would not even believe possible just 50 years ago. Today we are able to do. 50 years ago, if we said three people from three different continents are going to talk to each other, they would laugh. They would think it's a joke, isn't it? So I'm saying what we are doing is a consequence of the times in which we exist. Do not mistake that for all being ours. This is not ours. This is generations of people. Hundreds of generations of people have worked to make the time possible as it is. But what is happening within you and me is entirely our business. That business, without taking care of what is happening within me, when you try to fix the world, then you will see you will become a total mess. This is what is happening. Because people are growing their aspirations, people are growing their desires and ambitions, but they are not enhancing themselves. If you enhance yourself, depending upon the times, you will be in the best of situations because you will function depending on what the times allow. So the most important thing that human beings to do is to enhance the life that you are. not just educating yourself, enhancing the life. Well, you use the word prana. I thought I won't get technical like that, but now that you've used it already, well, if your life energies are heightened to a certain level, you will naturally function effortlessly in the world. You don't have to strive hard, everything will come to you like play. So right now, successful people on the planet are more miserable than the not so successful people, because you see successful people are all going around with tension-ridden faces all over the place. They're suffering success. Though success is the sweetest thing in human life, anything that we do, we want it to succeed, small or big. The purpose of action is success, but we are suffering it like anything. Successful people are full of stress and tension. If you are not so successful, once you come to terms with it, if you come to terms with your failure, you can walk on the beach and enjoy yourself. But successful people can't sit in one place. So generally, urban dwellers are those people, in some way they have attained to some success, but their success is such that aspirations are bigger than their competence, so they suffer all the time. No, you don't bother about aspirations and ambitions. Make this life into a phenomenal blossoming. Then, depending on what the times allow, you will do the best that you can do. Right now in 21st century, you cannot do what you may do in 22nd century, all right? You cannot. You can push the 21st century a little bit.
Wow.
I get that. And hopefully everybody who is sitting at home gets that and has taken that in, because there's a lot of people right now who… media, and you see people… One thing I always say is that if you can't go outside, go inside, you know? So I would like to understand more about cleansing 5 elements, if possible.
For those who are not, looking at life this way, everything that is here on this planet or further, but let's stick to the planet, is happening because of 5 fundamental elements, which we refer to as earth, water, air, fire and space. These are the 5 elements which makes everything. All life, animate and inanimate, everything is made from this, including ourselves. How these things function within us, accordingly our life will be. One of the… all of you have definitely heard the word yoga, but probably Kerry, in California, yoga means, physical postures, twisting, turning, Lululemon pants, and all the fashions around that. But the word yoga…
Tiffany is in LA. I'm in Atlanta, but same.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Atlanta, is it?
In Ghana.
Okay. So the word yoga literally means union. That means an experience which will allow you to know the existence as a part of yourself. Because the word yoga means union. That is, if you sit here, to put it in very simple rudimentary ways, see, as we sit here, all of us are breathing. We are breathing means we are connected with life around us. Right now, what you exhale, the trees around you are inhaling, what they exhale, you are inhaling. This life is very connected. Actually, one part of your breathing apparatus is hanging out there on the tree. But people don't experience this because they are too invested in their own psychological function. Their thought and emotion has made them completely separate from life. Though they cannot live here for 2 minutes without breathing, they cannot live here for 11 days without drinking water. Did I get the days right? So food, water, everything that we consume, in some way, yoga is happening. Constantly intermingling of life is happening. But in our minds and emotions, we think we are a separate life. So the basis of all human suffering is this. So cleansing of the elements means that elements can either become dense or subtle. The fundamental aspect of yoga is called as bhuta shuddhi or cleansing of the elements. As you cleanse the elements, slowly you have more and more mastery over the elements. If you have even a little bit of mastery over these five elements, then you will see your health, your well-being, your success in the world, everything is like a play. You don't have to really work hard for those things because hard work is not for human beings. A joyful, ecstatic way of functioning is what a human being is capable of, because on this planet, in terms of evolutionary scale, we are on top of the world. But most human beings don't look like they're on top of the world, they look like they're at the bottom. They're pretending like, they're acting like they are a worm or an insect constantly being crushed by something. But actually, in terms of evolutionary scale, we are on the top of the world, but that experience is not happening simply because we are misunderstanding our psychological activity as life. We are misunderstanding what happens in our thought and emotion as reality. Reality is here. Nothing is biting you right now, but your own thoughts and emotions can eat you up from inside. So essentially, this lack of control over various faculties is because there is no purification of the five elements. If you purify these five elements, everything will be in its place. Thought, emotion, body, the life that you are, all of it, what you accumulate and what you essentially are as a life, there will be a clear space between these things. When I say what you accumulate, see, what I call as my body is an accumulation. We were not born like this. We came like this, but now we've become like this because we accumulated the food that we have eaten. So what we call as our mind is accumulation of impressions that we have from the world around us through the five senses. So everything that you know as yourself right now is an accumulation. But does it make sense to you? What you accumulate can be yours, but can never ever be you, isn't it?
Mm.
You can say, this phone is my phone. If you say, I'm the phone, then we know there is a serious problem with you. So, right now, that's what has happened. This is… like today, food appears on our plate. I hope it appears for Chaka also today. And food appears on the plate and you say, this is my food. You eat it and then you say, this is me. So the distinction between what is me and what is mine has been lost. From that loss has happened because we have done nothing about the elements. If the elements are not tended to, they tend to become dense. As they become more dense, your ability to experience life as it is. I heard Kerry saying clarity. Clarity is not just of thought and emotion. If you have clarity, you must be able to every moment clearly see what's your breath, what is your body, what is you. Once there is a distance between what is you and what you have accumulated in the form of body and what you have accumulated in the form of the mind, this is the end of suffering. Because there are only two kinds of suffering, physical suffering and mental suffering. There is simply no other form of suffering. So once there is a little distance between you and your body, between you and your mind, that is the end of suffering. For this to happen, a little bit of cleansing of the elements is needed. If we take a little bit of care about these five elements, you will see within a few weeks, they'll do miracles to you. And it is a miracle. Can you… I'm sorry, 1 second.
Oh, go ahead.
It is a real miracle, that is, just with five elements, how many forms of life, how many things in this universe. This is a magic, isn't it? Just with five, not 5 million. Just five elements, and just look at the mischief. Please, I'm sorry.
When you say accumulation of self, you're talking experiences, memories, what else is accumulated in that accumulation?
Well, there is food. This body is just food, isn't it? See, what you call as my body is just a piece of this planet. The soil that you walk upon and the body that you carry are not very different. It's the same thing. Most people don't get this till you bury them. One day when you bury them, they understand, yes, I am the soil. But even when you're walking upon the planet, you and me are just soil, isn't it? It's the same material. It's the water. Two-thirds of it is water. With chaka, maybe it's 90% right now. I'm just poking at you so that you don't faint on me.
I won't. That coconut gave me more energy
Your
than I've
audio
had
is
for.
not clear.
Oh, sorry.
What's
I
that?
said I
Your
just
audio is
drank I just drank coconut, and the coconut gave me more energy than I had for a few days.
not…
Good.
I get you. We
Electrolytes.
are also in the land of coconut, you know that. Southern India is full of coconut.
Mm-hmm.
And the land of mangoes.
Yes, unfortunately, just before the mangoes ripen in my trees, I am leaving for United States.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
What? We got Tiffany? Were you about to speak, Chaka?
No, go ahead. I'm not
Please,
sure
you
where
can
she
ask
is.
your question.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay. I thought you said like I needed to stop. Okay. My question is this. In my friend circles, there are a lot of us experiencing what we've coined synchronicities or God's winks, or because I know that there are I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in confirmation. But a lot of us are seeing like repeating numbers, 222, 1111, 333, 444, 1010, 1212, at many, it's not just me, it's like a whole community of people that I know are all like greatly aware of this secret, I guess, phenomenon amongst us. So we're just curious, like, is this, because they'll talk to others who they see that there are others, experiencing this as well. And it's only been maybe a few years. A lot of them have heightened over the past year. Would you say, because the only way that I can even surmise what's happening is to call it some sort of awakening, or some sort of, because maybe it has always happened. I don't think for me it always has, but we're just noticing these synchronicities, and it's beyond just the numbers. It's certain sightings and visits, or it's just kind of magical. It's a magical time, and following this is also great harvests, great manifestations of dreams, desires, opportunities. So I'm just kind of lumping that in because I know we don't have a whole lot of time with you, but what would you say, what would you attribute this experience to? Because I know so many people that are having this experience right now.
See, numbers and number systems have been invented by human beings, all right? We made up the numbers. Because we have 10 fingers, we made 10 an important number, and the zero came from India, you know that. The zero was invented in India, and the number system evolved out of that.
Mm.
So we say, in India we see that zero is the only true number, because that always exists. Rest we made up. 1, 2, 3, 4 made up by us. Zero has always been there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the natural existence, there is a zero. There are many, many things which are zero. But 1, 2, 3, 4 we make it up. How far can we count? It depends, A child will think 10 means it's like a big number in a child's mind. Well, now you can say a million or a billion. Now these days everybody's saying a zillion. I don't think most people understand what's a zillion, but people keep using it. So about coincidence of numbers, one aspect, I'll just cover it in two different ways. One aspect is there are only 9 digits. So repetition is very obvious, because there are, 7 billion people and there are only 9 digits. How many times will it repeat itself? Naturally, it will repeat itself many, many times. But at the same time, if there are two people close to each other, let's say there are two people who love each other. Now, it may so happen, at a given moment, if one person is thinking of a certain thought, the other person is also thinking of the same thought. If one person is picking a number which is 3, the other person is also picking number 3, because certain cohesiveness can easily happen with life. Not only with human beings, it can even happen with other creatures, it can happen with trees, it can happen with other animals. Among trees and animals also, this is very much there, much more than human beings. It is very little among human beings because there is too much of intellectual thought in the human being. In the other animals, there is not so much thought, so their synchronicity is way better than that of human beings, because they experience life chemically or by smell. So because of that, there is a much more cohesive synchronicity among other creatures. For example, trees. See, here in India, where we are, our backyard is 10,000 square miles of forest. So, wild elephants, if a group of wild elephants come and start grazing on a particular species of trees, within 20 minutes, all the other trees in that region belonging to that species, their leaf will go bitter and they'll turn mildly poisonous. Because they have communicated, we are being eaten up, you do something, they will all turn bitter. So the elephants know about it.
I'm just gonna bring Tiff and you can continue. Thank you. She's here.
Can we?
I think it takes a moment.
Okay.
So because the elephants know about it, they will graze quickly in one place and then they will not even bother to graze the next tree and the next tree, because they know they would have turned bitter, and they will go far away and again start eating. So even among trees, there is such synchronicity. If human beings hit a pitch among themselves, good for them, but don't give too much significance to it, because then you will start imagining a whole lot of things which are unnecessary. But is there synchronicity? Studies which clearly show yogic system, we call this Samskriti. What Samskriti means is, because of the atmosphere, we're not being actually taught anything. Just because a certain family has certain skills, even the children born in the… just almost like they're born with those skills, adapt. It is just in the air somewhere, the skill. They just pick it up. They have made studies of various people and animals, mice. They have noticed that this is possible, that learning can just happen out of contact. So there is synchronicity with life, otherwise life would not exist. But it should not be overdone in our minds, that's all.
Hey, Tiffany.
I just came out of nature myself. Hey, y'all. I just came.
Tiffany, whoa, you're Miss Funny Bones.
And you are Mr. Wise Man. I watch many of your videos. I think I know how to teleport now and have an orgasm just walking fast. I'm programming my water. I watched a video where you were talking about water and how it picks up your energy, and so I'm always programming my water.
Yes.
Oh, water.
This water is going to bring me $1 million.
Oh,
hey, Carrie.
I think we… Hi, Tiffany.
How you been, girl?
I've been amazing, beautiful. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. You looking good today. She ready. I don't have no makeup on or anything. I literally just came out the woods.
Oh, you went on a hike?
Yeah, I try to do it, every week. And I went a little further than usual today. And so,
that's awesome. You're looking amazing. You don't even need it. You don't need all that stuff. I have other stuff.
I need it. The brain needs to move the body. I need it.
No, I'm saying you don't need, no, No, you don't need the makeup, the clothes. No, I just happen to be doing other virtual stuff.
Sadguru, could you explain a little bit about the importance of water? Because seeing as Tiffany brought it up, let's hear about that.
Yes.
See, as everybody knows today, 2/3 of our body is water. In many ways, 2/3 of the planet is covered with water. So water is a very, very important part of life-making material. Water, right now, you're just putting the bottle in my face. Well, but water is not a commodity. Water is life-making material. I think modern societies have forgotten this and they're treating water as a commodity. There is a whole lot of studies which have gone into it, but let me tell you from a traditional perspective. Here we clearly see that water is capable of recognizing who you are, how you are. And water has memory and has an intelligent response to how you treat it, accordingly it'll respond. This is well established in the yogic system, but today in the scientific laboratories also this has been established. Some of them have gone to the extent of saying water is like liquid computer. It has memory and it responds in intelligent ways. So how we treat water is very carefully done here in this part of the world. Well, we… see, for example, if water goes through, like right now people are drinking from the taps, especially in United States, they're just drinking from the spouts coming out directly. This water is being pumped from a public, waterworks. If it goes through, let's say, 50 to 100 bends and forcefully and comes, by the time you catch it in your tumbler or straight into your mouth, it is nearly poisonous. Molecular structure of the water has changed to such a point, it is actually poisonous for you to consume that. Apart from that, of course, they've already added poison in the form of chlorine or whatever else. Well, those who can afford are drinking from the bottles, but most people are still drinking from the tap. So, if you take this water and keep it aside for a period of time, let's say 3 to 4 hours, once again the molecular structure undoes itself. So, we have this system in India. If you want to drink water, we always take a copper vessel and filter the water and put it into that. And there are certain… we have what is called as Jiva Rasam. Jiva Rasam literally means we treat water as the juice of life. It is a fundamental element which makes life happen. If we take all the water out of this body, we will become just 1/3 of what we are and just become like dust. So, the water has to be treated properly, a copper vessel, it is treated in a certain way. Every day people will worship the water in the night and place it. After 6-7 hours only they will consume it, because… he's don't do that to the plastic bottle, huh?
No, glass.
I got a plan.
Glass is a little better.
Yes, I get my water delivered in a glass.
For all three of you…
Well, I'm horrible. I'm bad. I got the plastic bottle. I'm bad.
But I carry plastic sometimes,
I'm going to
but I'm aware of how bad it is for us.
Tiffany, I'm going to send you a copper bottle both for you and Kerry. I don't know if I can make it reach Zambia. Where is it, Zambia? Ghana. I don't know if I can make it reach there, but in the United States I will see that a proper copper bottle is delivered to you and you drink from that, it'll make a world of difference.
Thank you so much.
Bring it. I'm right in South Central Los Angeles.
I have
So have you ever seen that study? Oh.
Yeah. It's the glass bottle jade.
Shaka, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
It's going in and out. We're hearing certain words, at least on my end.
Same here.
I can't make out what you said there.
Shaka got that Walmart Wi-Fi. What's going on?
Well, this
Are you
this
putting down a brand?
can you hear me now?
He on the cricket. He on the cricket Wi-Fi then.
Hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you now.
Amazing. I was saying that I've got a glass bottle here, and it's got a jade crystal in, and it's fresh spring water, and I've prayed over this water. So it's not, I don't put crazy water into my body. I used to, but not anymore. But what I was gonna ask you is, well, can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Amazing. I just wanted to draw the connection quickly between Indus Valley and Northeast Africa, because it's very important that people understand that that all used to be one interconnected consciousness, and the Dravidians, some of the first people in India, were actually traveling and studying with the people in Egypt, and the people of Congo, funnily enough, they had a bone called the Lembo bone, which was like, it was discovered at an archaeological site. I go often to Congo, and it was discovered at an archaeological site. It dated, radiocarbon dating 12,000 years ago, and they used to use that, women used to use that to count their cycle, like their menstrual cycle. But there was no zeros, it was all just lines on this bone. And just to add, in India, they worship the cow, right, Sadguru?
We worship everything, huh?
Everything.
A
But
tree,
the
a
cow is
rock.
a sacred animal.
I mean, that is the image in the other countries, but actually people worship just everything, because the fundamental ethos is there can be no part of creation without the hand of the creator in it. So everything is worship worthy. A rock, a tree, an animal, a bird, just anything.
So could you just explain to me why so many people in India are vegetarian, and the importance of food and fruit in your general day-to-day life?
We're just sensible people, huh?
Refrigeration. I'm just playing. I think there was a lot more vegetarians before there was refrigerators. That's just my opinion. But go ahead, take it away, sir.
Right now, approximately 38% of India's population are pure vegetarians by, traditionally it's like that. Let's say about 50 years ago, nearly 60% were vegetarians, but Western educated doctors have been telling people, if you don't eat meat, you won't get nourishment, you have to eat some meat. So, because of that, some meat has come in, but still in India, meat eating is not like how it's in the West. It is only a side dish. Even for non-vegetarian people, it's only a side dish. Nobody ever ate a steak in India. There's no whole slab of meat nobody eats. It is just eaten as a side dish that way. But why vegetarianism is, see, if overall development of the human being is important, when people live for survival, one reason why India went vegetarian is because you mentioned Indus Valley, Northeast Africa, Ethiopia, Egypt and all this, because they very directly connected these 6,000 to 8,000 years without wars, without major upheaval or anything. Because of that, naturally people started looking for something more. You see, if your survival is under threat, your entire life is about survival. Once survival is taken care of, now you wonder, what is this all about? Because when survival is in question, it looks like when your survival is fulfilled, everything is going to be great. But once survival is taken care of, you realize that is not the truth. Your life is longing for something else. So survival was very simple and easy, it was a rich land, people survived well. Because of that, they started looking inward and it started developing various things. And one important thing is, nearly 70% of the country's population was always actively spiritual. Turning inward was an important part of life. Because of this, when they turned inward, they realized that what they eat matters. If you just want to be all beefy brawn, then you can eat lot of meat and just grow muscles and fight with each other. But if you're looking at how to become sensitive to life, how to become perceptive, how to be able to perceive things beyond what is considered normal perception, then what you put into the system becomes very important. So what is it that passes through the system with least amount of resistance, with least amount of struggle in the body? So to put this into perspective, let me put it this way. See, if you eat raw meat, for example, in the human system, compared to carnivorous animals, in all the carnivorous animals, the length of the alimentary canal is only 3 times the length of its body approximately. In all the herbivores, the length of the alimentary canal is 5 to 6 times the length of the body. So in a human being, it could be anywhere between 24 to 28 or 30 feet, which is nearly 5 to 6 times the length of our body. In this kind of alimentary canal, if you put meat, it will travel through this very, very slowly. Approximately, raw meat would take 70 to 72 hours to pass through the system. If you put cooked meat, it will take 50 to 52 hours to pass through the system. If you put cooked vegetable meals, it will take anywhere between 24 to 30 hours to pass through the system. If you put raw vegetables into the system, it will take 12 to 15 hours to pass through the system. If you put fruit into the system, it will take 1.5 to 3 hours to pass through the system. So, we started recognizing what is that food which happens in the body with least amount of residue, least amount of impurities, and passes through the system very quickly, because in yoga, this is an important thing, we all manage this even now. If we eat anything, within 2.5 hours we must be hungry, our stomach must be empty. But we won't eat. Stomach is empty, but we are energetic, so we don't eat. So generally, here in the yoga center, everybody does only 2 meals. 10 in the morning, 7 in the evening, that's it. I do only 1 meal most of the days. If I'm traveling, I may do something else a little bit, but otherwise generally if I'm home, I do only 1 meal. So
Is
this
that
is
in the
more
morning
than,
or the evening? I'm just curious. For you, that one meal.
Generally for me, it is 4:35 in the evening. It'll keep me going the entire 24 hours. In case there is a lot of physical activity, it's not like a rule, it is just that is the need. So suppose there is a lot of physical activity on a certain day, then you may eat a small breakfast or you may eat a fruit or something like that. So food is not to be made into a philosophy or a kind of a religious process. Food is the requirement of the body. If we watch the body with what sort of food, the body is most happy, body is most at ease. You will naturally notice vegetarian or plant-based food, body is most comfortable and is at ease. It is flexible, it is at ease, it has less to process on a daily basis. So, naturally, those who observed the nature of their own bodies naturally became vegetarian. When survival was the question, hunting and eating whatever you kill was a natural process. But once society settled down, they could grow what they want. As they observed themselves more and more, and life became not about survival, but about enhancing one's life to higher levels of perception and experience, then turning vegetarian will naturally become… It's a natural process, it is bound to happen everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you this, you come hiking with me, you're gonna eat more than once a day. When you come hang out with me, you're gonna be hungry, because it's a lot of energy doing what we do over here.
Listen,
you're gonna be eating.
Sadguru is coming to LA, and I am also coming to LA, so I feel like we should do a link-up fruit party. Why not? Fruits and fruits.
I'm coming, whenever that is.
I'm actually hosting a dinner where we cook flower blossoms, like all the like petals and stuff from flowers, like meals from flowers, like actual like roses and stuff like that. So
oh, wow.
Hey, don't scare me. I was just about thinking I will come for your dinner. Now it scares me.
You don't want to eat the flowers. You can smell the roses and eat them.
We have 4 minutes left, so I just wanted to ask you, Sadhguru, about your book, Karma, and when it is out. I've got a copy already, but a lot of people don't have. So could you just explain a little bit? You've got like 2 minutes, sorry.
So the word karma today has become part of the English lexicon, but it's the most misunderstood word. People have made it into some kind of fatalism. Karma literally means action. See, as you sit here right now, there is physical action going on, there is mental action, emotional action, and energetic action. 4 dimensions of activity is going on within us every moment of our life. So, if you look at it from the time you woke up today morning to this moment, how much of these 4 dimensions of activity have you conducted consciously? If you look at it in 24 hours' time, not even 1% is conscious. So when 99% of our activity is unconscious, naturally it looks like that life is being done to us from somewhere else. So if you understand this is your activity, everything that's happening in your body, your mind, your emotion and your energies is essentially your activity. Whether you're conscious or unconscious, the consequences of those activities will come to you anyway. If you conduct it consciously, naturally you will make it the way you want. If you conduct it unconsciously, it'll happen accidentally. So right now, Tiffany is driving. Suppose 9 out of 10 minutes, if you close your eyes and drive, you know what happens? That's what
Well,
is
I got a
happening.
Tesla. It drives itself.
So, oh, it'll drive itself. Try
Yeah,
that.
it will.
Try that and see.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I'll be tired out here, man. I'll be working my butt off. Sometimes I need to take a nap. I'll be like this.
So, essentially people are living their lives like this. 99% of the time, they are driving themselves unconsciously and then wondering why they're hitting so many things. So karma, to bring the right perspective to it, I thought looking at the level of confusion and misunderstanding that is there, we thought we will produce this book. So it took me maybe a little more than a year to come up with this. On 27th of April, it is being launched, it's available everywhere. I think it will change the perspective of what people have or misunderstandings about what karma is, to clear that and bring the right perspective. Actually, the title of the book is, it is Yogi's Guide to take charge of your destiny, to create or craft your own destiny. Because one's destiny, people are thinking that it is being guided from somewhere else. No, because 99% of your karma is unconscious, it looks like it's being done to you. If you increase the percentage of what you do consciously, you will see a whole lot of your life will be in your hands. All of you who are successful in your own right, you understand that you are making a whole lot of things happen. Others think you're just lucky, it's your stars.
I put that work in right here.
Yes.
I'm the designer. I'm the designer.
Yes,
Terry,
we are the creators.
Tiffany, I have to wrap this up now because we're in the hour and I need to upload it so that people can take it and do stuff with it. But thank you for your time, and I feel like this is the beginning of many conversations.
Thank you, namaskaram. Hope to catch up with you in California or Atlanta, wherever you are. I'm all over the country in the next month.
For everybody tapped in right now, I'm going to go to Clubhouse. I'm going to Clubhouse.
Wonderful talking to all of you. Namaskaram.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Now I must go. Bye.